She married a Comatose Marquis to clear the way for her lover, only to catch him in bed with her own sister and hear them laugh about poisoning her father.
Miss Evelyn,
She tore up her sabotage plan and signed the contract anyway, determined to become the true Marquis and send them both to hell. But the Marquis woke up more dangerous than any corpse. He fakes paralysis, plots in the shadows, and warns her he nearly killed her that first night. From his wheelchair, he coldly tells the world, "My wife is off limits." In this game of revenge, who is the real prey?
I need to think about it. The steward leaves first. Restless and uneasy, I sneak out to find Simon. I want to talk to him. I peer through the crack in the garden gazebo door and freeze. The man holding Vivian inside is none other than Simon. Simon, stay with me a little longer. It's not like Evelyn has time for you now anyway.
I'm afraid she'll back out and run off. I don't feel safe if I don't keep an eye on her.
She won't. We still have her late mother's belongings. She wouldn't dare.
True. With her father Ethan dead, she has no one to back her up. She has no choice.
If you hadn't poisoned her father's wine, things wouldn't have gone so smoothly. I feel like I've been struck by lightning. It turns out the person who killed my father is the man I loved most. I wipe my tears, turn back, and sign the contract. Since you want to take the Shaw family's Marquisate, I'll make sure you don't get it. I will become the true Marchioness. And watch those two bastards burn in hell! On the first night after the wedding, the housekeeper Martha takes me to Sebastian's tower bedroom. I stand by the bed and see my husband for the first time. Simon said he was ugly, crippled, and foul-tempered, but the man on the bed is striking. His inborn nobility impossible to hide even in a coma.
Evelyn, I'm sorry. I was so busy today that I couldn't find time for you.
I swallow my disgust and play along with him. It's fine. I don't blame you.
I knew it. Since you love me so much, you'd understand.
Simon, what are you doing?
The wedding night shouldn't go to waste. Let's make love.
He actually tries to force himself on me right in front of my husband's bed. Sober up! Don't forget our plan!
I changed my mind. If you carry my child, you can still inherit the Shaw family's Marquisate.
Just when I'm about to lose it, Simon freezes. His face is full of terror as he stares at something behind me.
Sebastian.
Is Sebastian awake? I quickly light a candle and look back at the bed. Hey, Sebastian? I carefully put his hand back under the blanket. He never stirs. Perhaps Simon hallucinated in his drunken state. When I wake up the next morning, I touch my neck first. Simon is an animal!
Did Sebastian wake up?
No, he didn't.
Good. I had too much to drink last night. My eyes tricked me. For a second, I thought he opened his eyes and stared daggers at me. I'm sorry. The wine intoxicated me. I didn't mean to be rough with you.
It's fine. I swallow my hatred and keep playing along, because I'm gonna send them to hell with my own hands. After the meal, the old Marquis Cornelius takes me to the cathedral for the sacred spring ritual.
Don't forget our plan.
To get revenge and take back what's mine, I have to see this through. Soon, the sacred spring ritual is completed without a hitch.
Everything went well, but you'll need to come back for an examination in a month to confirm if conception is successful.
After we return to the manor, he drags me straight into the garden.
I thought we agreed you'd ruin the ritual. Why didn't you do so?
Show some respect. I'm your now.
Sister-in-law? Are you fucking kidding me? You bitch! Do you think you can ditch me just because you're married to Sebastian? He is a living corpse. He won't be able to protect you.
So what? Even if he dies, I'll still be your sister-in-law, the Marchioness of the manor. My lady! Marquis Sebastian just woke up and wants to see you. I hurry back to the bedroom with the servant, my mind in a complete mess. Did Sebastian hear my conversation with Simon last night? If he did, word is that Sebastian is ruthless. Those who offended him in the past were thoroughly dealt with.
Who is she? She's your wife. Why don't I remember getting married to any woman?
I arranged it for you. The whole world knows. My Lord Marquis, you've lost sensation in your legs. You might never be able to stand again.
Understood. You may leave.
Evelyn, you'll take care of Sebastian from now on. This marriage doesn't count. I'll have my advocate handle the annulment. There will be no annulment! Cornelius, what gives you the right to make decisions for me?
The relationship between this father and son is even worse than I imagined.
Evelyn just underwent the sacred spring ritual. She might already be carrying your child.
Evelyn, abortion potion or holy water termination. Which one do you prefer? What nonsense are you talking about? This is the blood of the Shaw family. And so what? Aren't there enough descendants already? You rebellious boy!
My Lord Marquis,
What can you possibly do for me?
Well, I can push your wheelchair for you. The moment the words leave my mouth, I realize how stupid they sound. I can cook too. I can make whatever you want.
You seem afraid of me. Do you have a guilty conscience about something?
No.
Last night, I should have strangled you right in front of Simon.
I realize with horror. Sebastian woke up last night. He knows everything. Finally, I managed to push him away and fall to the floor in a heap.
You'd better pray you don't get pregnant with my child. And even if you do, I will get rid of it.
I can feel that Sebastian genuinely meant to kill me just now. I don't dare try to explain. Even if I told him I changed my mind and broke with Simon, he wouldn't believe me.
Get out. Don't let me see you again.
Sorry.
My lord, the healer says there's nothing wrong with your body. Your legs will recover after rehabilitation.
He's not crippled?
The healer is lying as you instructed. Everyone in the Shaw family thinks you're crippled. They might take it as an opportunity to hurt you. Isn't it more entertaining to watch the prey walk right into the trap and then slowly sink into despair? Is Miss Evelyn also one of your prey? You are too inquisitive. Mind your damn business. And look into Evelyn. I want to know everything about her.
I thought marrying a living corpse would let me secure my place as Marchioness. But now my husband is awake, and he might kill me at any moment. That's my mother's keepsake. My stepmother Lena is actually selling this. The more I think about it, the more I hate her. I decide to go back to the Hale Manor tomorrow and take back all my mother's remaining belongings. But I can't do it alone, unless Sebastian agrees to come with me. The question is, how do I convince him to go with me? Sebastian, I want to make a deal with you. If you're willing to come with me to the Hale Manor today.
Get lost. Miss Evelyn is a pitiful soul. She lost her mother at 13. Soon after, her stepmother moved in, bringing a girl just a year younger than her. Miss Evelyn didn't even get to see her father before he died. Her stepmother took everything and threw her out. She's now selling her mother's keepsake. Cedric, I know how to read. Did you just say her mother's keepsakes are being sold? She doesn't even know how to ask for a favor. What an idiot.
I couldn't get Sebastian to come with me, so I have to steel myself and ride back to the Hale Manor alone in the rain.
Evelyn? What are you doing here?
Evelyn, you're back. It's pouring out there. Come on in. Evelyn, what brings you here today? I've come to take my mother's belongings. What belongings? You already took everything of yours? Don't play dumb. I saw my mother's necklace at the auction. You sold it, didn't you? I want you to hand over the rest. Your father owed debts before he died. Selling things was to pay them off. Now that you're married into the Marquis's family, shouldn't you think about supporting the Hale family too?
I have sold them all! You can't find them here!
You've sold them all?
The earrings you currently have on are my mother's!
So what if I took it? I raised you all these years. I deserve this. The only way you can have them is if your mother comes back to life and asks for them.
Shut up! Keep my mother's name out of your fucking mouth! How dare you!
What is going on here?
What are you doing to my wife?
Everyone freezes. I look up and see Sebastian in the doorway, sitting in his wheelchair. His expression is relaxed yet unmistakably noble. Somehow, he looks like a king who is sitting on a mobile throne.
Honey, are you still mad at me?
He even smiles at me.
It was just a small disagreement this morning. I can't walk, but you still left me behind. That's too much.
He pretends to be devoted while gripping my hand tight.
Sebastian, it was all a misunderstanding. Vivian was just playing around with Evelyn.
It's not your place to explain for her. She's my wife. You should show her respect.
Sorry.
It's fine. I nearly burst out laughing on the spot.
Since Evelyn has married me, her property naturally becomes our shared marital assets. Felix,
here are the land deeds for Miss Evelyn's mother's estate, along with the distribution plan for the manor shares left by her father. If there are no objections, please sign.
Lena and Vivian look at the documents, their faces going completely pale. For the first time, I feel that I've lashed onto a powerful but dangerous man.
My Lord Marquis,
You can't really have fallen in love with Evelyn, can you? She and Simon were together for 3 years. My heart tightens, and I instinctively look at Sebastian. His face is dark, his thin lips pressed together, his brow slightly frowned. She loved Simon like crazy. Now that Simon is with me, she married you out of spite because she couldn't have him. Don't let her fool you.
I know. But so what? Evelyn is married to me now. She's my wife. What happened in the past has nothing to do with me.
I walk up to Vivian and slap her across the face. That slap is just a warning. Simon is trash I threw away, and you're welcome to have him. But if you ever cross me again, I won't let you off. Vivian's eyes turn red with rage, and she raises her hand to strike back. Sebastian inserts himself between us, blocking her.
Enough. No one lays a hand on my wife.
When he says my wife, my heart skips a beat. On the carriage ride back, I keep thinking about those words. I try not to probe, but I just can't help it. Why did you say that just now?
Which part?
You clearly want an annulment. So why did you call me your wife? He turns his head and suddenly smiles.
What do you think? Could it be that I've fallen for you?
My whole body goes stiff. You... The next second, he suddenly grabs my chin.
Don't flatter yourself. I will never like you.
The heat drains from my face in an instant. Good. I could never like you either. Not in this lifetime. I lock myself in my room and slide down against the door, sitting on the floor. After I calm down a bit, I start regretting losing my temper. I shouldn't have talked back to Sebastian. That evening, I decide to cook a late-night snack for Sebastian myself, hoping to smooth things over. But I can't find him in the bedroom, so I go to the study. The door isn't closed. The moment I step inside, a cold voice comes from behind me.
Who allowed you to come in?
I freeze on the spot. I just came to bring you a snack. I didn't know I wasn't allowed in here.
I don't want to hear excuses.
He snatches the tray from me and throws it. The bowl shatters, soup spilling all over the floor.
Get out. Do this again, and I will send you packing.
The door slams shut in my face. I stand outside the door. I realize I can't rely on him anymore. I need to find a job. That night, I spread out parchment again and write letters of recommendation to various estates and merchant guilds. I used to think I could take it slow. Not anymore. I have no guild certificate, no income, and no fallback. I send out many messengers, but get no replies. Just as I'm about to give up, I see a notice from the Royal Council Hall. Overseas study, multiple languages, domain management knowledge. I meet almost every requirement. BRD, that's the Crown's own trade gang. If I can get in, I can truly stand on my own. I send in my application just to try my luck. The next afternoon, I receive a reply. An invitation for qualification review? I read it 3 times before I finally believe it. This is the first real way out I've seen since entering the manor. On the day of the review, I make sure to dress properly. In a place like this, a good first impression means a lot. I stand beneath the BRD Trade Guild building, looking up at the tallest structure in the capital. Just as I'm looking for the review hall, I hear the familiar sound of a wheelchair. I look up and see a figure. It looks like Sebastian. No way. I can't help but chase after him. But as soon as I reach the door, someone stops me.
Madam, this is the Guild's Executive Council area. No unauthorized entry.
Who just went in there?
Our Guild's director.
I want to ask more, but he smiles and reminds me.
You're in the wrong place.
Qualification reviews are in Hall 66.
By the time I reach Hall 66, the review has already started. The man I ran into on the top floor is also here. He's seated in the middle, flanked by others. He appears to be the lead reviewer. The review begins.
You don't have a guild certificate, so your education falls short.
Miss Evelyn has overseas study experience. She is fluent in multiple languages and has an excellent record.
Miss Evelyn, I see on your application that you're married at such a young age.
Yes.
May I ask what your husband does?
I think Sebastian's identity isn't something I can reveal. My husband is currently unemployed. You could say he's a bum. The lead reviewer laughs out loud on the spot. My face instantly darkens. His unrestrained laughter feels insulting. Is that funny to you?
I apologize. I didn't mean to offend. I just think it's a shame that a talented woman like you is married to a bum.
That's my private matter. If the review is over, I'll take my leave. I stand up and leave. To my surprise, he actually follows me out.
Miss Evelyn, I was rude just now. The truth is, I admire you. If you ever need anything in the future, you can come to me.
He shoves a name card into my hand and leaves. I look down at it. Julian, BRD Deputy Director? My mind goes blank for a second. A deputy director personally interviews a junior assistant, then chases after me to hand me his card? He doesn't have any improper intentions towards me, does he? The thought makes my scalp tingle with fear. Meanwhile, in the top floor director's office,
A bum.
what I don't know is that the bum I mentioned is sitting right there in the BRD director's office. After I return to the manor, the more I think about it, the more I feel something is off. I ask around about Julian's background, an elite deputy director with an absurdly impressive record. Digging further, I find the name of the current